Hello everyone, Carlos Flores, back on basics. So today's video is going to be shorter, but it's going to be about the importance of teaching your kids or those around you some of the trades that most people don't know how to do. But before we begin, click on the subscribe button so you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, back on basics 9985. Hit the notification button so that way you can get notified of any new videos that are coming up. Hit the like button so that way you can like this video. So these are kind of like trades that I'm going to talk about. So the importance of trades, which is awesome. And so I'll give you an example. Doing something, fixing something in your car. It's kind of like a trade that you have to go to school, you have to go to trade school, you have to get a certain certifications for you to do that. But there are some things that you can do on your own, so that way you can know how to maintain your car in between when others that are professional can do that as well. So that's one. I'll give you some more examples. Before I begin though, if you have any other topics that you want me to go over, let me know and I'll give you my take on the topic. You can put it down in the comment section. You can go to YouTube. You can go to Facebook at Carlos Flores, or you can go to Instagram at Back on Basics. So this is kind of like a thing that I do with both of my kids, and so I'm just giving you what I've done. So that way you can actually prepare young adults for adulthood. I usually started doing this when they were in like middle school, junior high school, to high school, and I started teaching them different stuff. So the first thing that I did, and I'm going back to the car, right? The first thing that I taught them is how to change a tire. I know that it's difficult. I know that sometimes some of the tires are pretty interesting depending on the car that you have, but just knowing how to change a tire is important, because sometimes you may not have service that will come to you in an amount of time before you need to get going, and so you may have to change a tire on your own, or some good Samaritan may stop and help you do it as well. So, so I've taught both of my kids how to change a tire, how to look at the tire, how to check for the pressure. With those sticks, you can get them at the automotive store. Sometimes you can get them for free. And then you check the PSI, the pounds per square inch. You always do what you always do. What I always tell my kids is, as you open the driver's door, there's a sticker to your right-hand side by where the door closes that tells you how many pounds per square inch each of the tires need. And normally it's the same thing for all four, right? There are some cars that the front are a little bit less than the back, and so just check that sticker that says PSI, right? And it tells you the front tires, it tells you what type of tires you need, and it tells you how much to inflate them. So the second thing that I taught them is that I actually have in all of our cars, I actually have a because the lug nuts that come off are hard with the manufacturer, with the jack, what comes with a jack, because it's kind of like an L shape, right? And so what I do is I buy a cross one, the one that has 4 different sizes, but it has the one that fits the car that it is in. And so what I do is, because of that, what I teach them is that one gives you torque. It gives you that angle. So you can either crack, because sometimes you have to crack the lug nut, so that way you can start twisting it around. But with a cross one, right? With the one with the cross, you'll be able to use 2 hands to do this. The nice thing about it is that if you put it on and then you step on it, sometimes you're able to do it with your foot, sometimes you're able to do it with other things. And so again, I make it easy for them to not give up on changing a tire if they really need to. Of course, there's services that you can actually call to, and they'll come and do it if you have a membership and all that. I'm not going to go over all those services, but with that cross lug nut changer, or the one to take them out, it's a lot easier because it gives you that torque here, or with your foot you can take it off, and once you have it, you just spin it around. The other one you have to twist and twist. So again, I make it easy so that way they don't feel like it's the end of the world when changing the tire. Thing number 2 in the car is oil changes. Oil changes are really good for a young adult, teen that's in high school that's going to get a car, or somebody that goes off to college, so that way they know where all the fluids are. Like for example, today I actually helped my son kind of fix his oil pan screw, the cover, because it was leaking. So I had to do some minor adjustments to it, but I took advantage and I showed him where the coolant gets put on. I showed him the level where the coolant should go to. Then I showed him the brake fluid, and I showed him the maximum and the minimum and the maximum, how it should have. Then I showed him the water for the wipers, and I said that one doesn't really, as long as you don't topple it over. Then I went over and I grabbed a napkin and I showed him how to check for the oil level. And so I told him, I said, hey, you take it out. The first one, you just clean it out because there may be some gunk, or it may be a false read because it is the first one, right? It's the oil has been going up and down. Then you put it in, and then you take it out, and then you read it. And then again, if we just change the oil and haven't turned it on, then it also could give you a false read. So I said, drive it a little bit, let it cool down, and then check it again and see where it's at. So I showed him how to change the filter, how to let the oil out into the oil pan, how to dispose of the oil. Luckily, our city has a place where you recycle and throw away trash, and not trash, but it also has receptacles where you actually dump old oil. So that's a plus. Look for those things so that way you don't have to dispose of them and have to go to the main garbage yard. So he learned a lot of different things on how to do things, on how to maintain the car. And so in the back, I showed him all the fluids. I showed him that he has oil. He has he doesn't have transmission fluid, but he does have the other fluids that you need just in case you need to topple them off. And so I also put in the car a squeegee. People don't think that that's not important. A squeegee, one of those things that you squeegee at the gas stations. I actually have one because it's easy. In the morning, you just squeegee it out, and then off you go, right? Instead of just wiping, or maybe using your hand, it's easier to squeegee and to take everything off in the morning, either frost or fog or whatever stuff it is before you start driving. So that way you have all your windows clean and clear, so you can see all the way. We bought him a cell phone holder, so that way, and I showed it to him, and I asked him where he wanted it, and we actually put it where it's safe for him to look at and safe for him to touch and do that, but not enough for him to do anything other than that. And so it's really nice. It's really really good brand. Somebody actually gave us a recommendation, and so we actually bought a second one. And so it's interesting because it's really nice. And if you hold on for me, Amazon, one day deliveries. So while we're having this video, And actually, uh, I'm not sponsoring this, this, I don't get any money from this. All I'm saying is that, okay, if you can see this, okay, so Vicseed Easy Clip car mount. This is great. I've tried the first one. The second one, this second one is for my wife. And so this one and that one are identical because they fit most of the cars. What's nice about this clip is that it actually, the back doesn't just go through your where you filter your air, but it actually has clips, two clips, one on each. There's four clips actually, one on each side, and then the top left has a tooth, and the bottom right has a tooth, and then they clinch, and then they close, so that way you can't take it out on accident when you're trying to get your phone out, and it's really easy to use. And so again, that's one of the things that I actually, that I actually showed my son, and my son loved it. He actually used it quite a bit. So here, I know, again, I'm not trying to convince you to do that. I'm just going to show you right quick, because we're talking about things that will get your teenagers to drive safely or to do things. Remember, these are the things that you will do, that they will do to be safe, to practice some of the things that certified people can do, a trade person can do. And so, I mean, it's pretty amazing that they don't know what they don't know. Even us as adults, we don't know what we don't know. And so, okay, hold on. So this is the clip. I'm gonna bring it in. So what it does is that actually you can twist it open, or you can twist it close. I mean, it shuts it down. See, look, the teeth are closed, so it shuts it down. So when this goes here, the clip goes here, I mean, it doesn't come off. So again, this is one of the things, I'm not getting any money from this. All I'm saying is that it's a really good one. We were recommended. It's really light. It actually can hold the latest iPhones, the heavier ones with the cases and everything. So Vicseed, V-I-C seed, S-E-E-D. So anyways, so that was that was off, but I want to make sure that you get some of these things, some of these information that that can help you, and actually that for your teenagers, for your preteens, for your young adults, so that way they can be safe, so that way they can still listen, they can still kind of look at directions, they can still do things, but driving safely, right? Driving safely. So moving away from the car, there's other things that there's other things that you can teach them how to do. I mean, my son, both of my kids learned how to iron the right way. I haven't even learned how to iron the right way, and so they have learned how to iron. They actually have an ironing board at each of their the apartments and the dorms, or both of them are in apartments now. And so while going to school, and so they iron their clothing. I mean, I taught them how to do laundry. They actually watch videos like this, right? And they actually they kind of modified the way that I taught them how to do it, and then they came back and taught me again, retaught me, and I'm like, oh, I'll do this. So I've learned some things, I've taught some things, and so laundry is another thing. We don't have grass, but we have weeds, so they help me de-weeds. I mean, things that sometimes people get paid to do, right? People that mow the lawn, people that landscape, those are people that work hard every day. They go to multiple houses every day. They mow the lawn, they de-weed, then reseed, they water sometimes. I mean, they do a lot of things. And those are the things that our young adults, our teens need to learn, because the thing is, if you've done it a few times, you will appreciate the fact that once you have money to hire somebody, you will still be able to know how to do it, and you will appreciate the person that's doing it. It's great. It's something that you cannot teach your child or your children, but by them doing it a few times and learning what constitutes what and what does not, like for example, what's a weed and what's not, and de-weeding and helping with other stuff. I mean, they will appreciate the things that you do for them, because they will see all the things that you do that they're not used to doing. So again, right, you're telling them things that it's kind of like a trade. I call it a trade, but it's something that people get paid for sometimes, and sometimes it's something that is a must. Because when you go off to college, when you go off on your own, you need to learn how to do the laundry. You need to learn to assess your, look at your car and see if everything's running. You need to, you need to learn how to fold, how to, how to iron. You need to learn how to cook as well. And that's one of the things we also taught both of our kids to do. That's another important trade, right? Everybody has a different palate. Everybody, like for me, my food for me is about smell and then taste. For some people, it's about taste and then smell. And so it's adapting to all ways of eating, right? And so I like to do a lot of different things. I like to sometimes barbecue. I like to sometimes put stuff in the oven till it gets saucy, and different marinades. I mean, again, for me, this my olfactory smell. It's what gets me going. I can smell the things. Every Thanksgiving, I actually cook a turkey for Thanksgiving dinner, and so each year I've been not perfecting it, but getting it better to the point where I can actually get the gaminess smell and taste out, and it gets marinated with, I've tried it like this past year. It was with soy sauce, with some water, with some onions, with some garlic. Inside the turkey, now I put sliced either apples or oranges to give it a different taste on the inside. I don't stuff it. I just put those things in there. I mean, I also put, what else do I put? I put turmeric. That's one of the things. I was against turmeric for a long time, and now I actually take turmeric with a spoon once in the morning, once in the evening, because it helps me with swelling. Whenever I'm hands-on, which I like to do a lot of times, turmeric works well, turmeric powder. So I take it, and so it has helped me a lot. So again, those are different things that you should be teaching your kids. And and we started the kids showing them how to do things when they were little, to just wash the vegetables, wash the fruits, right? For them to get their own cereal and their milk, for them to get something, a snack, and then get something with it. And then as they got older, we started teaching them how to cook, how to prepare the meal, what the things that they like and what they don't like. So again, those are some of the things that I call them trades, because you can never go wrong teaching them those things. And I just went through a small list. I went through cars, right? Different stuff to do with cars, around the house, different things around the house for their own health, right? It's like washing and folding and ironing and everything, so they can look presentable. Cooking. Cooking is a very important thing. Food is very important because food brings people together. I mean, every Thanksgiving and every Christmas, uh, for sure, Thanksgiving is a turkey. For Christmas, it's usually a turkey, or my mom makes panes rellenos, which is bread with chicken, with sauce, with I call it curtido, but it's like salad, pickled salad, with other stuff, and you eat them with lettuce and all that stuff. It's great. Usually, what I do is I usually do something different than a turkey, like a chicken, or or some other thing, or like ribs or things like that. And so again, those are the trades that you gotta have your kids be looking at, but at the same time you gotta start teaching them as they get older, because remember, you're training them for them to be on their own when they go to college, when they start driving, when they start shopping for themselves, when they start managing their own money. So again, those trades are very important. And money is one of those things that you have to understand, and they have to understand, right? So, it's not just about ins and outs, but is about calculating, and it's about making sure that bills get paid, or money comes in from the college, from the university, from everywhere. And so again, that could be a talk of its own. And so the important thing is start teaching them those things, those trades. And in addition to that, and these are not trades, is it's nice to teach them their stories from their culture. And if you're bicultural or triculture or quad culture, I mean, you can tell them so many different stories about when you were little, or when your grandparents were little, when your parents were little, and you can tell them a lot of different things on how to do things, how you used to do things, how you used to go to school, how you used to dress. I mean, it's amazing the things that you can teach your kids to do, and your kids to appreciate based on your life experiences. That's the reason why I'm doing this channel, because I want to make sure that you get all my experience, all of my education, all of my knowledge, so that way you have it in this channel, so you can always go back and you can do that. You can watch these videos. So, by the way, my favorite group, Def Leppard. I haven't seen them live. I will see them live one of these times. I know I keep on missing them, but I love it. Music is one of the things that I appreciate very much. It helps me concentrate. I put instrumental music when I'm writing papers, because the instrumental music actually changes my emotion. And sometimes I need to just change my emotion so that way I can focus and I can write and write and write. I mean, I've written 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50-page papers. And it's been like tick, 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 tick. Music is just great. So that's another thing that you can teach your kids, for them to find their medium. I know that sometimes I tend to listen to some of the shows that I watch on TV, like The Big Bang Theory and things like that. That's one of my favorite shows, by the way. But be careful. I would rather listen to instrumental music when I'm writing or when I'm doing an assignment, because it doesn't have it. My mind doesn't process any voices. It is just music. So it's just processing instrumental music. So again, I gave you a lot of tips. I said I was going to do this short video, but it came out a little bit longer. So remember, there are important things that you can start teaching your kids, no matter what age they are. But especially the junior high, the high school kids, the college-bound kids, the university-bound kids, you can start teaching them how to be adults, young adults. So subscribe to my YouTube channel, Back on Basics 9985. hit the notification button so that way you can get notified of any new videos. Hit the like button if you like this. I call it trades, but it's what young adults and young kids need to know so that way they can build a foundation around it. It's one of those things, right? It's that foundational thing. It's that basic foundation piece. Connect with me on Facebook at Carlos Flores. Connect with me on Instagram at Back on Basics. If you have any topics that you want my take on them, put them in the comment section as well. Anything. If you want me to do a video of all my favorite music, I will be happy to do so. That's, again, if we can go technical, we can go fun, we can go different aspects. So until next time, Back on Basics.